Have you ever looked in the mirror and just had that sinking feeling that you've been, well, drifting? That the days are just blurring together and you're suddenly hit with this crushing weight of wasted time? It's a feeling we all know. But what if I told you there's a 2,000-year-old solution? Today, we are diving deep into the Stoic art of building your life, and it all starts with a brutally honest truth.
You know, the ancient Stoics saw this coming. They warned us about this exact trap. This line from Seneca just hits so hard because it exposes this crazy contradiction in how we live. We stress about tiny, trivial things like we're mortals with only a day to live, but when it comes to our deepest dreams, our biggest goals, we put those off as if we're immortals with an infinite number of tomorrows.
And that contradiction, well, that leads directly to that feeling, that crushing weight. See, time isn't really stolen from us, it's surrendered. We give it away, little by little, choice by choice. As Seneca pointed out, most people don't truly live, they just kind of postpone living. They're always getting ready to start, until one day, there's just no time left.
Let's actually give this a name. Let's call it the immortality trap. It's that bizarre state where we micromanage all our minor anxieties, but we macro-procrastinate on the very things that could completely transform our lives. We worry about the small stuff with this mortal fear, but we put off our life's work as if we're going to live forever. It's like a subtle poison, and its main delivery system is a single, very seductive word.
And there it is, tomorrow. Honestly, tomorrow might be the most dangerous word in any language, because it promises you everything while delivering absolutely nothing. It's that little whisper that says, don't worry, tomorrow you'll get serious about your health. Tomorrow you'll start that business. This pattern of delay, this is exactly why so many people die with their music still inside them. All that unexpressed potential, those unwritten books, those unlived dreams.
So this all boils down to one haunting question from another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best of yourself? I mean, really let that sink in for a second. Haven't you waited long enough? The Stoics believe the antidote to this waiting game isn't just hope. It's urgent, systematic, and intentional action. It's time to stop negotiating with your potential and finally start building.
Okay, so how do we actually start building? Well, the whole process begins from the inside out. You have to build your inner fortress first. This is all about mastering your internal world, because the real battle for your life, it's won or lost in your mind long before it's ever fought out in the real world.
And this first battle is one we all face every single day. On one side, you've got negotiating with laziness. You know the feeling. The alarm goes off, and you start bargaining for just 5 more minutes. You're not just getting more sleep, you're actually chipping away at your own self-respect. You're teaching yourself over and over that your own word can't be trusted. But on the other side, when you honor your word to yourself, you build this unshakable trust. It isn't about punishing yourself, it's about the deep, profound honor of knowing that you showed up for you. And listen, nobody is immune to this struggle. Not even Marcus Aurelius, literally the most powerful man in the ancient world. He had to fight this battle every single day. And notice, he didn't say he had to go to work as an emperor. No, he said he had to go to work as a human being. He got it. He understood that our number one job is to realize our potential. Every single time you choose effort over ease, you are doing the real work of being human.
So how do we win this battle consistently? The Stoics knew it wasn't about waiting around for motivation to strike. I mean, motivation is flaky, right? It comes and goes. So instead, you create momentum. You start with tiny, consistent actions. Just 10 minutes of exercise, just 1 page of a book. But the real secret here is step 3. Action drives your feelings, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel brave to act bravely. You act bravely, and that's how you become brave. Action creates its own motivation.
Now, this next idea, it's completely counterintuitive, especially in our hyper-stimulated world today. We're taught to run from boredom, to avoid it at all costs. But the Stoics saw it differently. The ability to handle the unglamorous, the repetitive, the seemingly boring work, that's the real key to excellence. Greatness isn't built in these big, flashy moments of inspiration. It's built in the quiet, consistent hours of deliberate practice when absolutely no one is watching. Mastering boredom, that's your superpower.
Okay, so once you start to master your inner world, the next logical step is to become the architect of your outer world. This is all about mastering your environment. Because, let's be real, if your surroundings are working against you, you're just fighting an uphill battle every single day.
And the blueprint for that architecture starts with this powerful metaphor from Seneca. Without a clear destination, all your effort is basically useless.
You can have the strongest winds of opportunity blowing your way, but if you don't know which port you're sailing to, they're just going to toss you around. So many people are stuck, not because they lack resources, but because they lack that crystal clear clarity on what it is they're actually trying to build.
So how do you find your port? It starts by asking yourself some genuinely difficult questions. And you can't give vague answers here. Vagueness is the absolute enemy of achievement. You have to be brutally honest, especially with that last question. What are you willing to sacrifice? Clarity isn't just about your dreams, it's about the trade-offs. It's about being willing to give up everything that weakens or distracts you from your mission.
You know, a huge part of your environment is your social circle. And there are really only two types of people you'll run into: dreamers and builders. Dreamers, they talk a big game. They complain, they normalize excuses. They're the ones who keep you comfortable right where you are, in your mediocrity. Builders, on the other hand, they act. They share strategies, they challenge you to be better, and their excellence actually makes your own excuses feel kind of shameful. You become like the people you spend your time with. There is absolutely no neutral ground here.
Look, outgrowing your social circle can be terrifying. It's lonely. But the Stoics saw solitude not as a punishment, but as an essential training ground. You have to remember this: temporary solitude is infinitely better than permanent mediocrity. Use that time alone to build the kind of inner strength that will eventually attract other builders into your life.
This brings us to the ultimate conclusion, the very heart of this entire philosophy. When you strip everything else away, building your life really comes down to one fundamental, final choice. And it's a choice you make every single day in every single moment. It's the choice between discipline and regret.
Let's be clear, you are going to experience pain no matter which path you choose. The only question is, which pain will you choose? The pain of discipline, well, it's temporary. It's the burn of a workout, the frustration of learning a new skill. It's constructive, it builds you up. But the pain of regret, that's permanent. It is the crushing, destructive weight of what could have been. It teaches you nothing. Discipline is hard, for sure. But regret? Regret is so much heavier.
And so, we end with this one final question for you to take with you. What truly frightens you more? The possibility of failing while you're trying to build something magnificent? Or the absolute certainty of living with regret for never even having tried at all? Failure is temporary, and it's educational. Regret is permanent, and it's purely destructive. Your answer to this single question will determine the entire trajectory of your life.
The Stoics never asked for an easy life. They demanded the strength to live a great one. Your future doesn't need any more promises, it needs action. It's time to look life right in the eyes and declare, I am here to build, not to waste, not to drift, to build. The time is now.